Any creepy toy stories?
When I was a kid, my favorite toy was a stuffed rabbit named Mr. Hops. My mom got him for me when I was 4, and I took him everywhere. Sleepovers, road trips, even to school until I got teased for it. He had soft gray fur, floppy ears, and a lopsided smile stitched in red thread. To me, he wasn't just a toy, he was a friend. But when I was around 9, Mr. Hops disappeared. I searched everywhere, under my bed, in the closets, even in the attic. My parents said I probably left him at a friend's house, or he got lost during one of our moves. I was devastated, but eventually, I moved on. Fast forward to last week. I'm in my late 20s now, and I recently moved into a new apartment. While unpacking boxes in my bedroom, I opened one marked childhood stuff. Inside were old books, some drawings, and random trinkets. And sitting right on top, as if he'd never left, was Mr. Hops. At first, I was thrilled. I hadn't seen him in nearly 20 years, and here he was, looking just like I remembered. His fur was a little worn and his smile was frayed, but it was unmistakably him. I figured my mom must have found him somewhere and packed him away without telling me. That night, I placed him on a shelf in my room and didn't think much more about it. The next morning, though, he wasn't on the shelf. He was on the floor, sitting upright, facing my bed. I laughed it off, thinking I must have knocked him over while unpacking. But then it happened again, the next night, and the night after that. Each time, I'd wake up to find Mr. Hops somewhere new, on my desk, in my chair, once even on the kitchen counter. It was weird, sure, but I told myself I was just being careless. Maybe I was moving him around and forgetting. Then things started getting stranger. One night, I woke up to the sound of something soft hitting the floor. I turned on the light, and there was Mr. Hops lying on his side in the middle of the room. I hadn't touched him before bed, and I know I put him back on the shelf. I tried to ignore it, but it kept happening. Doors that I knew I closed would be slightly ajar in the morning. Lights I turned off would be back on. And always, without fail, Mr. Hops would be somewhere new. I called my mom to ask if she'd put him in the box when I moved out. She sounded confused and said she hadn't seen Mr. Hops in years. She even swore we got rid of him in a yard sale when I was a kid. That's when I started feeling uneasy. Last night I decided I'd had enough. I placed Mr. Hops in a box, taped it shut, and stuck it in the back of my closet. I even stacked some heavy books on top to make sure it stayed closed. This morning the box was open. The tape was ripped clean off, the books scattered across the floor, and there he was, sitting right in the middle of my bed, facing the door. I'm moving some boxes around right now, trying to figure out if someone's messing with me or if there's something else going on. But just now, as I was shifting the stack of old boxes in the corner, I saw something. And you won't believe what I found.